Bonjour and welcome! This is going to be my tutorial on how to make crepes. For this recipe, you are going to need 3/4 cups flour, 3/4 cups milk, 2%, 1%, doesn't really matter, a half a teaspoon of sugar, 1.5 tablespoons roughly of canola oil, 3 tablespoons melted butter, 2 large eggs, and you're going to need a mixing bowl. After you've made the batter, I just have a couple of things on hand, and virtually you can put in almost anything in crepes. I have a jar of Nutella, and I have some fruit. I have banana, some freshly cut strawberries, and some raspberries. Almost anything can be used in crepes. You could use smoked fish, like salmon is a really common one. You could use caviar, olives. You can almost make it like a burrito even if you'd like. Okay, let's get started, shall we? So it will be fairly thick at first, but at this point we are now going to add the melted butter, and then the remaining half cup of milk. Now we're going to whisk that again, so I'll get back to you in just a minute. Okay. Alright, so your batter should be fairly smooth. This one is kind of bubbly because I cheated. I used an electric beater for the whisking, but it should be relatively smooth and it should have a kind of thin look to it. We don't want them too thick because we don't want pancakes. Okay, now I'm going to step on over to the skillet and wait for that to heat up. Okay, so while we're waiting for the pan to warm up, here's a quick few facts about crepes that you may not have known. Did you know that crepes were first created during the Agricultural Revolution, back when people still worshiped the sun? It was believed that the sun's rays would actually bring life to Earth, and they created these crepes in honor of the sun. So here you have the buckwheat or the wheat that was originally used in the sourdough kind of mixture for crepes, and there they mill it, they mix it with water, and they used it in a celebration for the return and arrival of spring. And also, just a little quick side note, they are in fact round and golden. They resemble the sun in this way. Upon the arrival of Christianity in Europe, the French celebrate a special holiday 40 days after Christmas called La Chandeleur, or in English, Candlemas. Candlemas is a celebration of when Jesus was presented to the temple, and candles are given at a special mass, and these candles are burned at midnight to repel all evil from house and bring good luck and good fortune for the rest of the year. And here's a little illustration that I made. Also, during this Candlemas or La Chandeleur, children are given the special game of flipping a coin and a crepe at the same time. Now, if they can catch both, the coin and the crepe, back in the frying pan, then they're granted with good luck. If they cannot catch either one, they are stricken with bad luck, unfortunately. It is this little lore that Napoleon was said to have suffered. When he was invading, just before he invaded Russia, he amused himself with playing this child's game and making crepes. And it is said that he flipped the first 4 crepes and caught them successfully, but he dropped the 5th one. And on the day that Moscow burned, he turned to his second in command and decried it was the 5th crepe. Also, another little interesting tidbit, the cousins of crepes, they all originate from the same ancestor, the same buckwheat and wheat mixture that I spoke of earlier. Actually, pancakes, waffles, and the Russian version of the crepe, the blin, they're all from the same family. So, okay, I'm gonna check on these crepes now and I'll get back to you. So, as you can see, I've already made the first crepe. And here's how you do it. Once the oil is hot on there, you're just gonna make sure that it's completely covered the bottom of the pan. And then, using the same motion, just gonna put the batter on. I'm just gonna swirl it around as fast as you can. And that actually looks not too bad. Okay. As you can see with this crepe, this was not the original side that I had started on. This was the one after I had flipped it and cooked for about 30 seconds. You can see the flaws in the crepe. This is actually recommended when you are filling your crepes to put the filling on this side, and then that way on the opposite side you have a nice, smooth, creamy kind of texture. Okay, so I think this one is ready. Let's go ahead and try this. So those who are really skilled in cooking, you can actually use a fork or your fingers. I kind of disregard the fingers because, as you can see, I just kind of singed myself a little there. Be careful, these are pretty hot. Okay, so this one will only take about 30 seconds on this side. This one is actually going to be what I call the cosmetic side, the side that's going to be outside. Okay, so then this side is going to go face down on here. Voila! Alright, let's keep making.
Oh ma douce souffrance, pourquoi s'acharner, tu recommences. Je ne suis qu'un être sans importance.
Okay, so we have just finished making our crepes, and here they are. I've got quite a few of them here. Not a whole lot as I was hoping. The recipe did say that we could have at least 4 servings. This would probably only feed about 3. So now I'm actually going to give the fillings, and just going to give a generous proportion of Nutella here. And there are numerous ways that you can fold these. You can roll them so that they're, okay, that'll do for now. But when you go ahead and fold these, you can fold them like that and then fold the other one in, or you can just roll it. Just keep rolling it. But what we're going to do is actually fold it in halves. So we're going to fold it in half this way and then in that way. So it's actually quarters, not necessarily halves. But here I'm going to use a banana. I'm just going to cut a few slices. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place a few. Now when you go ahead and fold these, they're actually going to be slightly thick. Don't be too hard on yourself if they tear in the process. I'll just squeeze another one in there. Okay, so then to fold it, whoops, bananas. Okay. And oh no, I managed to gash one of them. But there you have one of the first crepes. Okay, and we're just going to put that aside, and we're going to keep on doing the fillings. We also have raspberries here, we did not forget about. I'll just do another one. Myself a generous helping of Nutella. I'm going to try and roll this one. Don't be too shy when it comes to fillings. Okay, so I'm actually going to fold this and then just roll it. then just transfer it. And that's pretty much, so just keep doing this until you are out of crepes. Okay, so here is the final product. These are my crepes. You can garnish with the remaining fillings if you so choose. Highly recommended if you happen to have these extra ingredients, if you have Ready Whip and or confectioner's sugar. And you can just lightly powder it, just a little bit. Actually, get some good Ready Whip. And just a little on top, not too much. Just enough to embellish. Also, joining me is my little sister, and we're going to enjoy these crepes together. So. All right. Bon appetit!
Bon appetit!
Très bon.